Welcome back to my Rescue Bots Academy Season 2 episode reviews. This is it, everyone. The end of Rescue Bots Academy. The last episode of Season 2. Today, we're talking about the final episode of the series, Crash of the Titan. In this episode, the recruits face their most important rescue mission yet, stopping Citadel Secondus from crashing into the Earth and saving countless lives. We pick up where we left off in the previous episode. Almost all the rescue bots were partying on Citadel Secondus to celebrate the recruits graduating from the academy. But that's when an asteroid hit the Titan, causing an anti-energon field, which is knocking out all Cybertronian tech, including the bots themselves, leaving only Wedge somehow immune, and Hotshot and Whirl back at the academy without any way to help. As we begin this episode, we learn that Wedge was able to put on a shield emitter just in time in order to protect himself from the anti-energon field. That's why he was unaffected. And that explains what he was playing with in the previous episode. Too bad we never saw the recruits use these shield emitters in a previous episode, thus setting it up for this one. So Whirl and Hotshot think up the idea that they could take remote control of Citadel Secondus to safely pilot and land him on Earth using the fancy new Griffin Rock satellite dishes that they conveniently mentioned in the last episode. But they need Cody's access code, who's away on some kind of rescue workers camping trip, and they have no way to reach him.
Just because we don't have the other recruits in our class doesn't mean we don't have a team! Hotshot, it's time to reach out to some of our new friends.
Like I mentioned in the previous episode review, I actually watched these two final episodes before some of the other episodes in this season, including the Tracker, as one of the first new friends we see here is the new female Dinobot Slash. I was quite surprised to see her appear in this episode. And unlike her debut episode where she was in the Amazon rainforest, here it looks like she's on Wayward Island, the Rescue Bots version of Dinobot Island. I am so happy to see her again in this episode. I love Slash. She is absolutely adorable. Next we have Hotshot with cute little Laserbeak. Aww, I can't get over how adorable little Laserbeak is in this show. Hotshot tries to talk bird to him. So I guess this means that only Wedge is able to understand him fully? But Laserbeak seems to understand Hotshot just fine. And he seems to be a lot nicer to the other recruits than the last time we saw him in the episode Things That Go Bot in the Night, where he was pecking at Hoist's head and scratching his tablet. Next we have Brushfire. Again, like Slash, I originally missed her feature episode, but I am so glad to see her appear again. And finally, we have the previous two other Dinobots that we're all familiar with, Sludge and Snarl. Aw, it's too bad that Swoop and Slag, or Slug, or whatever they want to rename him, never appeared in the show. Oh well. Anyways, this is really cool. It totally reminds me of when in the Transformers animated episode, Human Error Part 2, Sari had to recruit a group of replacement Autobots consisting of Snarl, Scrapper, and Wreck-Gar in order to help save the main Autobots. Or how in an episode of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, when Kang the Conqueror trapped the original Avengers in a temporal vortex, Spider-Man recruited a team of new Avengers consisting of himself, War Machine, Wolverine, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and The Thing in order to save them. So Wedge is able to build two more small shield emitters, which unfortunately aren't powerful enough to work on the full-sized bots, but they do work on his fellow recruits. Although, Wedge does try it on Optimus Prime first, and it seems to work on his chest. What if instead of using them on Medics and Hoist, Wedge got the idea to open Prime's chest and used the power of the Matrix to light their darkest hour? Then would Wedge have become Wedgimus Prime? I feel like I've made this joke before, but I forget which episode that was. So, Hotshot, Whirl, and their new recruits get to work on what they need to take control of Secondus and land him safely at the academy. Meanwhile, the other recruits on board Secondus get communications back online. I love that when Slash finds Cody, they seem to be doing an homage to Jurassic Park. Again!
Clever girl.
And I like how she calls him Cody Burns.
Are you the human Cody Burns?
Like his name is one word, like Sideburn or something like that. You know, like a Transformer name. And I also love how Cody is riding her. Aww, it's so cute. I just realized that she kind of reminds me of Yoshi now. I am a little disappointed though that when we see Cody at his rescue worker camping thing, we don't see Wes or the rescue teens with him. I think it would have been a nice little final cameo for them. And it would have been good to see the teens working at becoming real rescue workers. But I guess that would have made this episode overcrowded with too many cameos. So with the communications restored and all the recruits in on the plan, they all work together to take control of Citadel Secondus. And after a close call, they safely land the Titan at the Academy. And now, it is finally time for the recruits to graduate from year 2 of RescueBots Academy. Oh, I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry.
RescueBots Academy has only ever accepted one class into its ranks. It's time for a new class to begin year 1 at the Academy.
Only one class, huh? So I guess I was wrong about there secretly being more students at the Academy. But now, Laserbeak, Slash, Brushfire, Sludge, and Snarl are being invited to officially join the Academy as Year 1 recruits, which they seem to accept. And even Laserbeak, who's reluctant to join because he's a Decepticon, lets Optimus use the Sparksayer on him and changes him into an Autobot. Which, well, pretty cute. I was really hoping that the Sparksayer would have totally reformatted him and upgraded him into a full-size bot like the other recruits. Or, you know, at least change his coloring or something like that. I mean, they could have turned him orange, like Armada Laserbeak, who was also an Autobot, who he does kind of remind me of, a little bit. They could have even played it off as him choosing to be more like Wedge, so he decided to change his color to orange to be more like him. And now that there are 2 classes of recruits at the Academy, Citadel Secondus has apparently decided to stay and become the new addition to the Academy, just like how Wedge had hoped in the episode The Lonely City. And we finish with Hotshot and Whirl finally unveiling their completed statue to the teachers.
I originally wanted to honor our past, but maybe the best is yet to come.
Oh, I really wish this were true, Hotshot. Unfortunately, as far as we know, this is the end of RescueBots Academy, the RescueBots franchise, and the aligned continuity as a whole. Hasbro has sadly decided to cancel RescueBots Academy, making this the final season. And they haven't said if, like the original RescueBots show, we will get some kind of sequel to this series. Like maybe the new RescueBot Adventures, or RescueBots Beyond, or RescueBots Neo, or RescueBots Z, or RescueBots Super, or Extreme RescueBots, or RescueBots Unlimited, or RescueBots Go, or RescueBots The Next Transformation. I mean, come on, Hasbro! Give me more RescueBots! I even know what the premise of the next show could be, because wasn't the city that Secondus almost hit Milford? So in the next show, the RescueBots secret would finally be exposed, and humans wouldn't know whether to trust them or not, considering that their giant alien spaceship almost crashed into the Earth. Some humans might even be prejudiced against the RescueBots. Maybe they could even bring back the idea of having human supervillains, and maybe there's some humans that hate the RescueBots so much that they stage emergencies, and when the RescueBots come to help, they attack them and try to capture or even destroy them. That may be going a little bit dark, but hey, from what I've seen of the original RescueBots show, it's not afraid to go a little bit darker than expected. I really hope we get another RescueBots cartoon in the future, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But back to this episode. What a great finale for this season and this series. I really like how all the new recruits used their particular set of skills in this episode. Slash used her tracking skills to find Cody. Laserbeak used his lasers, which he previously used to attack the recruits, but here helped use them to reprogram circuitry. Brushfire cleared the area for Secondus to land of wildlife, and Sludge and Snarl used their brute strength to push the satellites into position. I am so proud of the recruits. They've come so far. They really are full-fledged RescueBots now. Which brings me to one thing I'm confused about. I thought for sure that the recruits would be graduating from the Academy and moving on to somewhere else to become RescueBots in another city or even another planet. You know, kind of like how there's the original Avengers and then there's the West Coast Avengers. Or how there's the original Teen Titans, and then there's the East Coast Teen Titans. I thought maybe the recruits could have gotten their own base somewhere else on Earth. Maybe Canada? Wink wink. Or maybe they could have taken Citadel Secondus and they could have become a space-based rescue team. Kind of like the sword to the original Rescue Bot's shield. I mean, they space bridge to wherever they need to go anyways. So what does it matter if they're on Earth or in space? But back to my point. The way they talk about them having 2 classes of recruits and them both staying at the academy makes it sound like they aren't actually graduating yet. But you'd think that with this being the final season, they would make it so that they are graduating just to give us that sense of finality. And if you translate the Cybertronian text on their diplomas, it does say graduate on them. So I don't know. To me, I think they've graduated, but maybe they're still staying at the academy for a little while as like an internship or apprenticeship or something like that. Maybe they'll still be based in Griffin Rock, but they'll work independently of the original Rescue Bots, who will no doubt be busy training the new class of recruits. Speaking of the new recruits, if there was a new Rescue Bot show after this, and these guys were the main cast of characters, I don't think I'd watch it. Mainly because of Sludge and Snarl. Sorry, but I personally don't think that they're Rescue Bots material. They would really have to reinvent their characters in order for them to work as the main protagonists in the series, instead of just bungling side characters. Also, how are they going to remain in disguise as giant robot dinosaurs? Unless, of course, like I said previously, the premise for the next show is that their secret is out and they're no longer in hiding. But even then, isn't this team a little Dinobot heavy? I mean, we've got 3 Dinobots, Sludge, Snarl, and Slash, and then little Birdbot Laserbeak, and finally, the only quote-unquote normal bot, Brushfire, who's the only one that actually seems like a Rescue Bot and actually has her own Rescue Bots toy. If it were me, and I was putting together a new class of recruits for a new Rescue Bots show, I'd probably ditch Sludge and Snarl. Maybe they decide that being Rescue Bots isn't right for them. And then we get a couple of new bots to replace them. But who would replace them? That's a challenge in itself. Well, we've already got 2 female bots, and as much as I'd like to see a predominantly female team of Rescue Bots, we gotta remember that unfortunately, most people still see toy lines and brands as either a boy brand or a girl brand. And Transformers is technically more of a boy brand, I'm sorry to say. Although, with everything E1 is working on, who knows? Maybe they'll reinvent Rescue Bots into the girl version of Transformers and give us a mostly female Rescue Bots team. Kind of like how they have Nerf Rebel, which is Nerf for girls, but there's really no difference to regular Nerf except the weapons are pink. But anyways, if I had to pick 2 other bots, whether they're male, female, or other, first and foremost, I'd want to pick one that's aquatic based. Mainly because I'm still a little bit disappointed that none of the recruits picked an aquatic mode for their new multi-cog forms. Someone like Skybite would be perfect, because he can obviously swim in the water, as well as fly through the air, and even dig through the ground sometimes. The only problem is that he's a Decepticon, so maybe someone like Depth Charge or Hammerbite would be better instead. As for the other one, I think we need a strong guy. Wedge and Hoist both seem to be pretty strong, and I'm guessing Boulder was the muscle of the original Rescue Bots. So I think we need someone like that on the team. Someone like Bulkhead. But we can't use Bulkhead because this is still the aligned continuity and Bulkhead already exists. So maybe someone like Rook would fill the role. Or even Roller. That would be interesting. Maybe they could even tease that he has some connection to Optimus Prime. And again, if Laserbeak stays on the team, I would kind of hope that he somehow gets upgraded into a full-size bot. Although I do love him as a little bitty bird bot. And who knows? It might be interesting to have a small, non-humanoid member of the team. He could provide overwatch for the other team members, and he could fit into small spaces where the other bots can't. And you know, since Wedge has a fear of heights, maybe Laserbeak could have a fear of small spaces. It would make sense for him to be claustrophobic since he is a bird. He's used to flying around in big open spaces. I could see an episode where they have to rescue someone trapped in a confined space, and they need Laserbeak to go in and find him. But he doesn't want to go because he's scared, and the other recruits have to coach him into getting over his fear. But yeah, what else is left to say about this great show? I loved Rescue Bots Academy so much. I wish this wasn't the end. I wish we could see the recruits grow up into adult rescue bots. I feel like there's still so much more story left to tell with these characters. Seriously, Hasbro, drop me a line. I've got tons of ideas for what you can do with the rescue bots in the future. Speaking of the future, or actually the past, at least I still have lots of old school original Rescue Bots episodes to watch. So while we may not see Whirl, Hotshot, Hoist, Wedge, and Max again, at least I'll get to see what their mentors were up to before Rescue Bots Academy. So be sure to check out my video reviews of the original Rescue Bots series. And now, with this being the final episode review of Rescue Bots Academy, that means that I have a spot open in my schedule for a new video review series. I've had a lot of people ask me to review two series in particular, Transformers Animated and Transformers Prime. So I decided that next Thursday, I'm going to have a little competition. I'm going to post a video review for each respective series' opening episode, or more accurately, episodes, since both of them start with a multi-parter. Animated starts with a 3-parter, Transform and Roll Out, and Prime starts with the 5-parter, Darkness Rising. Primus, I hope I'm able to get these two massive reviews out on the same day. If not, maybe one will come out on Thursday and the other will come out on Saturday. Either way, next week, the episode that does the best will determine which series gets that slot. Obviously, I hope that you watch both. So then, I guess watch whichever one you want to win a second time. Or maybe a third or a fourth time. Or even more. Vote with your views. And you can vote as many times as you want. So yeah, I loved Rescue Bots Academy. I'm a little sad that it's over. But hey, there's always hope. We know Hasbro and E1 are working on new shows, shorts, movies, and other stuff like that for all their brands. And we know that Cyberverse is getting 2 new mini-movies soon. Who's to say that we might not get something related to Rescue Bots Academy in the future as well? Maybe a spin-off series like I described earlier, or maybe just some shorts or something like that. Which could still be pretty awesome. Look at the official Pokemon YouTube channel and the short series that they've done like Pokemon Generations, Twilight Wings, and Origins. Maybe Hasbro and E1 could do something like that, and the Rescue Bots could be featured in it. We do know that Boulder Media is working on a BotBots comedy series. So what if BotBots was set in the aligned continuity? Wouldn't it be cute if the BotBots characters were running around having their own misadventures, while also hiding and pretending to be inanimate objects, even in front of the other Transformers? Kind of like the toys in Toy Story. How funny would it be if the BotBots were sneaking around the base and stole one of Ratchet's tools? And he said something like, "Where'd that go? I needed that." I think that would be a cute idea. If not for a whole series, maybe just an episode or 2. Well, I guess there's no delaying it any longer. So let me know what you thought of this last episode of Rescue Bots Academy, as well as your final thoughts on the series as a whole. What were your most and least favorite episodes of the show? As always, let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here again for lots more Transformers news and reviews.